Yes, perfect.
My name is Rick Renner. First of all, I'm a child of God. I'm very thankful to be a child of God. I am married to Denise Renner. I have 3 wonderful sons, Paul, Philip, and Joel, and Denise and I together have 8 wonderful Russian grandchildren. And I'm called to teach the Bible, and our family lives in Russia. And we have a Bible teaching program which goes across the face of the planet. When I was born, I almost didn't make it. I was born very prematurely, and my mother tells me that from the time that I was born, she saw the call of God on my life, and that even from an early age, my mother says that she could see almost the eyes of a prophet when she would look into my eyes. You know, when I was a kid, people kind of looked at me like I was a freak. Even I thought I was a freak, because everybody else was at the ball field and I was wanting to go to the museum. And I can remember thinking to myself, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why are you so strange? Why don't you enjoy getting in a bass boat and going to catch fish? Why can't you be like all the other guys, go play baseball and enjoy it? There was nothing about any of that that interested me. In fact, when I tried to play baseball, I wouldn't even catch the ball. I wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about the orchestra or thinking about how much I wish I could go to the museum. The ball would just fly right past me. I just wasn't there. Kids laughed at me. They made fun of me. You know, if parents will pay attention, the call of God becomes very evident in a child's life early on. I just knew I was born for more than the neighborhood where I lived. I knew that. When I was 14, I received the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and that changed everything. The baptism of the Holy Spirit totally changed my life. I'm here today because of the baptism in the Holy Spirit. When I was in college, I began to teach the Bible in a local church, and that was really my first experience of publicly teaching the Bible. Soon after that, God worked it out for me to marry a wonderful girl named Denise Renner, and she and I together began pastoral ministry in a large denominational church. And after teaching for a number of years, God was just blessing us. In fact, what happened to us was almost like something that you would read in a fairy tale story. It was amazing. Doors were opening. I began to write books. My books began to sell. In fact, several of my books sold 1 million copies very quickly. It's unthinkable for a young man. And it seemed like life was going swell. We had a beautiful house right on the golf course in Tulsa. And then one day I received an invitation to go to the Soviet Union to teach in a Bible school. I did not want to go. I had no interest in missions. I liked the way our life was going, but I knew that God was asking me to go teach for a week. So after a lot of deliberations, I ended up on an airplane headed to the Soviet Union. And when I stood in front of that Bible school for the very first time, I opened my Bible to teach, and I heard the Spirit of God say, literally, "Welcome to your new home." And that's when I understood that God was calling me and Denise and our sons to relocate from the United States to the Soviet Union. And at that time, it was the Soviet Union. No one in their right mind would have moved their family from America to the Soviet Union. But that's what God was asking me to do. It was like God picked us up from America and just dropped us into the place where we had been designed to live. And all those things from my childhood, culture, symphony, orchestra, art, all those things, that's Russia. That's what it is. And God had been fashioning me my entire life to be where He called us. And I really think that when modern Christian history is written, what has happened in Russia since the collapse of the Soviet Union, I really believe it will go down as one of the greatest moves of God in the 2,000-year-old history of the church. It is just mind-boggling what has taken place. Mind-boggling. That we could go from being the underground Pentecostal persecuted church, imprisoned for our faith, until today we're being celebrated, even being invited to the highest levels of government to participate in talks and celebrations. It is just amazing what has taken place. The church has come alive. We have faced so many struggles in the former Soviet Union. We have faced thieves, criminals, mafia, health issues, unstable politics, currencies, borders, boundaries disappearing, the impossibility to travel, deficits of the most common thing. We had no idea that we were going to end up spending our life there. We thought we were going there for a 1-year commitment, and now we've been there nearly 3 decades. It can all be overcome if you can overcome yourself. The biggest enemy I've had to deal with is me. Even the devil is easy to handle. If you can master yourself, and if you can take control of your own emotions and your own thoughts, you can conquer anything.